It's just on the case, and we are back. So, today I wanted to talk about Stephanie Adams, and I promised you guys last week. Oh, well, not last week. I promised you guys, yes, the day before yesterday, that I would talk about her. Last week, let's do a recap. We talked about LaShonda Childs, and LaShonda Childs died at the hands of her ex boyfriend, not wanting to let her go after she found out what kind of man he was. And from what I know, LaShonda was on her way to doing good things, but people get jealous, people do dumb shit, and mess over other people's lives. So let's get into Stephanie Adams. I know you guys have heard this story before, but I never gave my and what I feel about her. So how I feel is, from what I know, Stephanie Adams was like a model. She was on Playboy at one point. Um, Met this man, I guess, off of a dating website, and the man portrayed his love to her. They were so in love, and then they had a kid together. And then things started going downhill for her with this relationship. So, with that being said, they had departed from each other and they were going their separate ways. The only problem was there was a kid involved, and both of them wanted the kid. And Stephanie was fighting so hard to keep her kid. So she wanted to go on this trip. I think it was to Spain, and she was trying to take her son with her. However, the courts denied her taking her son with her, and they took her son's passport. They told her to turn it in, and that she couldn't take him. Which, honestly, in my opinion, as a mother, I don't think that's right. Why do I have to talk to you about taking my child out of the country? I mean, last time I checked, it was my kid, and I had it, and you didn't do anything to help have this child. So why do I have to come to you to ask you to take my child out of the state? Because me and my child's father are not, we're not together anymore. We're not on good terms. If I want to take my child somewhere, I should be able to do that without having to get the courts involved and all of that stuff. But see, it's a different strokes for different folks. Like really different strokes for different people. And so Stephanie was not able to take the baby out to Spain. And I mean, she really didn't have, the law wasn't really fighting for her. This is my opinion. The law was not fighting for her. The law was not on her side. And I feel like they failed her as a mother. If you guys look and really, just really pay attention, there are some fathers out here that have to, take care of their kids by themselves. But there are more mothers than fathers out here that have to just take care of the children on their own. And if you look at statistics, you will see that I'm honest, being honest. So I feel like the law didn't give her a chance. I guess they felt like she was gonna take him and she wasn't coming back. All she said was she just needed some time to clear her head, and she wanted to take the person that she knew loved her with her. And I don't see any harm in that. He came out of her. I mean, he wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her. Next thing we know, she is inside where she was, and she they're trying to say she pushed her son and she jumped off the balcony and killed herself and her son. Now, I don't know what really happened. I'm not sure about that part. But I do know there are people out here that have depression and have issues, and people don't know until the last minute that these people are having these issues. Because once you say you have an issue, people look at you differently. Some things you just can't do anymore. People don't want to hire you, so you have to keep things to yourself. And I think maybe that's what she thought she needed to do. I don't believe in that. I believe if you have something going on with you, you have to talk. Can't bottle everything inside because eventually you're going to snap and it's going to be too late. And I think really and truly, there are two sides to this story. The first one could be, yeah, she got tired, didn't see a way out. Ex-husband just, getting on her nerves because he's winning. Everything he does, he gets it. Every request is made is honored. Every request she makes, dishonored. Son involved. Can't get her son to herself. Can't make it where she's in control of her son because maybe she sees something. She doesn't want this man to raise her kid. You know, that's the only way people go to court. They think about the kids and they're like, I don't think this is the right way. I've been with this man and I know this man is not a good fit for my child to be over here all the time. Then you have the other side of the story. Maybe somebody actually pushed them. You have no evidence. You have no evidence of anybody basically doing any foul play. But how can you rule out foul play if you don't know? Because nobody was actually there in that same room when she actually jumped, and when they actually saying she actually pushed her son. They weren't there. So we are all making assumptions of what we think we know. How do we know somebody didn't come in there with gloves on, push both of them, and then walk out nicely and blend in with the crowd? Nobody never sees what happened. People are smart. They know where the cameras are. They're not stupid. And we just can't keep ruling out stuff and keep saying people are having mental issues. Sometimes we're not always right. Not even the coroners, not even any of these people. They're guessing at the guessing game of life and death. And how you think the story went, sometimes there's a twist in it and we think it's right. And we find out that ain't even how the story went. And, I just, you know, as a mother, I mean, this might sound stupid. I can understand if she did do that. I understand. You get hurt when you're not around your kid. You feel some type of way, especially when you know someone is trying to take them. I'm not saying anybody has ever tried to take my kid. That's not what I'm saying. I am saying you get hurt knowing that someone is messing with your kid. So I'm saying this to let you know that it's okay to, you know, have your own opinion about this story. But I'm just telling you guys how I feel about it and how I feel today in this world. This is what's going on with couples. It's not black or white thing. It's not a green or brown thing. It's a human thing where people are not working out and then they want to bring the kids in it and it gets ugly and then someone has to die or someone has to do something stupid because the rules of the game of divorce, they're not very good. Someone has to suffer and I feel like it should be equal until someone proves that they're not fit. But anyway, on that note, I'm going to let my niece talk to you guys about how she feels about the case. And, she likes YouTube too. So I'm just going to let her talk. And she's 10, so let her, say what she has to say. Please don't get up here talking or saying any foul things. Let's all be adults. We can talk negative, we can speak our minds, but let's do it in a positive way.
Hello, everybody, and we're here talking about Stephanie Adams. And as my aunt said, earlier in her career, she was married to an Italian investment banker, but later divorced in February 2003. Adams came out as a lesbian, the first playmate to have done so. In 2004, the Best of Feature, The Village Voice declared her best lesbian symbol, saying that it was hard to turn the page of the queer rag without seeing Willow and model peeking up in the bikini or nothing at all. However, in 2009, Adams announced that she was engaged to a married man, and about the same time described herself in an interview as straight. After her marriage to a New York doctor, Adams said she was retiring from public life and would spend most of her time probably with her husband and son. And now, on the evening of May 17th, 2018, Adams with her 7-year-old son, Vincent, checked into a 25th floor penthouse in Gotham Hotel on 46th Street in Manhattan. The next morning, both were found dead on the second floor balcony in the hotel's rear courtyard. According to the law enforcement officials, Adams and her husband were involved in a custody battle and hours before checking into the hotel. Adams told the New York Post that her husband and his lawyer were preventing her from taking her son on vacation. The New York Medical Examiner ruled the death of Stephanie as suicide and her son as homicide. And then I have something to talk about. If you want to know many things about her, she was born on July 24th, 1970, Orange, New Jersey. And then she died on May 18th, 2018. She was 47, only 47. And then New York, and it was in New York City, and plus it's New York. Her measurements: the bust was 34C, waist 23.5, hips 34. Her height was 5 feet and 9 inches, 1.75 millimeters, 115 lbs, 52 kilograms, 8.2. Adams graduated from Philly DeVore School of Charm and began a career as a model, appearing in photo shoots for 17 magazines, Venus, Swimmer, and commercial advertisements for Clairol. She appeared as Miss November 1992 in Playboy magazine. While modeling for Wilhelmina Models, she later moved to Elliott Model Management and becoming engaged in CEO John Casablancas. Adams earned a bachelor's degree from Fairleigh Dickinson University. In 1992, she made a cameo appearance for the top 10 list on The Late Show with David Letterman. On November 20th, 2003, to commemorate the 50th anniversary of Playboy magazine, she appeared on the cover of The Village Voice in 2005. And we know that sometimes things happen to people, but we don't really know the story behind how she and her son died. Like my aunt said, not everybody knows in the past, in the present, how things happen and why they happened and exactly how they happened. There's no answer to why all these things happen to people, because when somebody dies, people think ooh, somebody died, and they don't really care, but some people see the story behind things, and some people tell their story, and I just want to get it out to y'all out there, to all children and adults that are watching this video now. And I hope you like it.
And that's just on the case. You guys have a good night.